Texting. 876-530. Hey, how are you? Back to the mid-sack. A segment 3, if you will. Oh, we have to do another doctor.
Any more?
Yeah, I think we have a little more doctor. Good doctor. Let's see what we got left here in the bullpen.
Dude, I always fuck the intro.
It's all right. You find a way. It's all good.
Dude, that's not your last one, is it?
Haven't. I've had 12 of them.
No.
You haven't.
No,
you asked for it.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Dude, don't you have like a regular Diet Pepsi or something?
Dude, just bring a 12-pack with you next time you feel like guilty about it. It's like it's difficult to do.
He knows that's not going to happen.
You know that. We know that's a pipe dream. Hey, speaking of pipe dreams,
the Celtics are now coming back from a 3-0 deficit the same way the 2004 Red Sox did it against the Yankees.
Can we not start with that crap? The Boston Celtics for 48 minutes did something I haven't seen them do in I don't know how long. They played smart basketball.
48 or 24?
Well, 24. Because they had 8 turnovers in the first half. They were on pace. But the final numbers,
quarter and fourth quarter.
They only had 2 turnovers in the second half. So 28 assists. They were sharing the ball. They went to the basket. They still took too many damn threes, but they made 40% of them. Still missed too many free throws. But they played defense. Hey, there's a concept. There's that word again. Defense. They're staple.
Jaylen Brown was guarding Jimmy Butler at the end of the game.
And again, Jimmy Butler wound up with 29 points, but he was 9 for 21 shooting. Okay? And then Kevin Love 6. They held Bam Adebayo. Hey, 10 points. They shut him down. 10 points and 5 rebounds for Bam Adebayo. So Al Horford actually outplayed Bam Adebayo tonight.
Lowry did nothing in the second half.
He had 5 points. Martin only had 16. He's coming down. He went from 25 to 18 to 16. And then Vincent, who had 14 and 11 in the first half, only had 6 in the second half, so they held him under 20.
And tweaked his ankle.
He came back in the game, but he couldn't do anything. So Boston convincingly wins 116-99. They force a game 5 back in Boston. Gee, why am I not excited about this? Probably because they've lost 5 postseason home games already.
It's a long road to hoe.
Yeah, I don't, he said it before. Wake me when it gets to game 7.
I'll be sleeping till then.
Right now it's a gentleman's sweep because I don't believe they're going to win game 5. I've seen nothing to make me think they're going to win game 5. This looks more like Miami fell asleep at the wheel tonight. Okay? I don't know.
That's because of how lifeless Boston looked for the past.
Maybe Miami said, well, they're done. They're going to quit it. After game 3, what would you think? They're a bunch of quitters. So, maybe they caught Miami napping.
But that surprised me, though, if Miami fell asleep.
They shouldn't.
Because Miami seems to have the killer instinct.
Yeah, well, they also, again, 0 and 160. No team in the NBA history has come back from 3-0 down. So why would you think this dumbass team, in spite of the fact that they're loaded from a talent perspective, could win 4 in a row against us? Can they win 1, maybe 2? Okay. 4? I'll believe that when I see it. And no, Joel, I'm not going to bet on it because if my team did, it'd be the greatest thing I've ever seen in basketball.
You wouldn't just put a wager on it?
Nope. I'll never bet on it. I don't want to bet on it because I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right. I don't want them to lose. I just know they're going to.
Right. So if you make the bet, basically, Joel has to wear a Celtics jersey.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, no, that's
Who
true.
gives a shit about that? What are we, 5? Hey, you know what? If you lose, you wear my team jersey. Well, let me know when we graduate high school, okay? Are you serious, Joel, with that shit?
I've actually never done that in my life.
No one's ever done that. No one gives a shit.
Some people have done that.
Oh, God.
You've never seen like the things like, he had to come into work wearing a Redskins jersey. Cowboys fan, got him.
I'm just saying, look, my problem with this team has always been between the ears. And that's why I'm not going to bet. You can't bet on a team that's monumentally stupid. That would be stupid.
But you're betting on the stupidity.
The point is...
You're saying they're not coming back from it.
I'm just saying... No, I don't think they are, but I'm not going to bet on it. Because then it's like, well, they win, but I lose money, or I lose... Like, what's the gain in that?
If they were win, you'd have...
There's no gain in this for me.
If they won, you'd have to wear a Sixers jersey.
I'll never wear a Sixers jersey.
Not even for a bet?
Nope. That'd be cold. Never, ever. The only thing I do with the Sixers jersey is wipe my ass with it. I do that. I clean my toilet with it. Something like that.
What about a Knicks jersey?
No, same thing. Never.
Would you ever wear a hoodie that said Philly?
No.
A hoodie that said New York?
No. Not ever. There's no fucking scenario.
Like how I wear a Boston hoodie.
Yeah, I don't get how you do that.
Gives a shit.
But I'm just saying, you and I have two different schools of thought here, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's good for
I'm
you.
more
I don't
Virginian
care.
than I am a New Yorker.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's easier for you. You didn't grow up there. But for me, having grown up there and lamented everything New York sports, no, I'm not wearing a New York anything. Okay? Even if I thought the Celtics could sweep them, I wouldn't do that. No, because I'll do that and the Celtics will lose in 7. So I'm not going to be the jinx either way. I'm staying out of it. Okay? My thing is, okay, they did something tonight that they've always been capable of doing. Yeah. They'd never done it, but they did it one night. One night just means you got lucky. That doesn't mean that you do it again and again and again. You got to show me that this is who you are now. Not one night when Miami thought you were going to quit again because you quit in Game 3. I'm going to give you credit for that. Give me a fucking break. Yeah. Oh, so you're losing 5? Oh, boy, season salvage. No. You're losing 6? Oh, boy. No. I had you beating this team in 5 games. Anything short of winning this series doesn't cut the mustard.
You could lose in 7, still suck.
It still would suck. It would still suck. Because then you're like, why the fuck did you dig yourself that hole?
Right.
Why didn't you just close the deal in Game 1?
Why did you make the margin of error so small?
Yeah, why did you do that to yourself where you left yourself no way out? That, by definition, is stupid. The fact that they're in this position is stupid. This team is missing its second leading scorer. If anything, they should be up 3-1. And now you're going to sit there, I swear to God, the first dickhead on Facebook, I told you so, I'm going to light them up like a fucking Christmas tree tomorrow. Okay, because honestly, they shouldn't be down 3-1 from a talent perspective. Okay, they're down 3-1 because they're fucking morons. That's why they're down 3-1.
It's crazy to think about the fact that they still have to win 2 more games to tie the series. My God.
They still have to go back, even if they won Game 5, they're still going to go back there for Game 6. Yeah. They're not beating this team 4 times. I'll believe it when I see it. And if they do, I will happily sit here and go, actually, I'll say, well, where the fuck? I'll still say it. Why did it take you 7 to take this team out?
Still be a great job to say.
It's never happened before, but the point is, they shouldn't have been down 3.
Without a doubt. But if they complete the comeback.
If they complete the comeback, okay, fine. You woke up. Yeah, guess what's waiting for you now? A rested Denver team. And you fucking took a team 7 games that you shouldn't have taken 5. Yeah, and we said that before the series.
But hold on.
Oh, look, here's my dumbass brother Pete. Finally come out of the cobwebs. Didn't hear from you for a fucking week. Now you show up. This is a dickhead move. That's my dickhead brother Pete right there. Dickhead. They're 0-3 and you're a ghost. No one can find you. He put some stupid attachment up there. Everybody says, don't let us get 1. It's so stupid. Like, what the fuck? Just when you think it could possibly get any dumber. You go and do something like this. Yeah, it's seriously, dude. 1 and 3. So they didn't get swept. It's just unbelievable. I just can't even. It's just so stupid. They won 1 game and avoided a sweep, and you're going to talk about that like a bragging thing? Okay, they didn't get swept. That's the end of this conversation.
That doesn't seem to me like a typical Boston fan.
He's a Yahoo like the rest of them.
Is he a pink hat?
No, he's always been a Celtic fan, but he knows better. He's been getting lambasted because he bashed the Bruins, and all the Bruins fans that are friends with him are now bashing him for the Celtics. He's been in hiding because he predicted the Celtics were going to go out. I'm like, really? Well, they're down 3-0, dumbass. I said, wake me up when they stop playing stupid. And then sure enough, they go 3-0 in a hole against a team they should be beating, which proves my point. They're fucking stupid. And if they come back and win this series by some miracle, that would prove my point, because they'll be like, why the fuck? You just beat this team 4-3? Because think about that. They'll have had to run through this team 4 games in a row. And if they could do that, why the fuck did they lose 3 in a row? Explain that to me. 2 on their home court. That's my point. They're fucking stupid. They make life harder. And I got news for you. They're not beating Denver.
But see, maybe, so if they complete the comeback, that's a sign that maybe that's the journey they needed to take to beat a team like Denver. Because if they come back from 3-0 to beat the Heat and still don't learn their lesson, nothing will ever teach it to them. I understand that they've already.
How did the Phillies series not teach them that?
I know.
I don't get. This is why.
But maybe this is the journey they have to take.
That is beyond. It's so.
It's just the positive outlook.
That's
all I'm giving.
They're down 3-1.
I know.
Okay, they didn't get swept.
I don't believe they're coming back.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen. However, I think if they do come back, maybe that is the journey they needed in order to beat a team like Denver. Because Denver to beat a team like Denver, you couldn't take plays off, never mind games.
I can't even. I am legit calling it. No, he's not legit calling it. I'm just not believing in what he says. But anyway,
You're talking about Joel?
Yeah. For one night, the Celtics played fundamental basketball, took high percentage shot. Tatum 34. Tatum at the half had 8 points. Ended up with 34, 24 points a half. And we said it at halftime, hey, now might be a good time to show up. Jason Tatum had clearly watched this at halftime because he showed up in the second half. He literally, that's the definition of showing up. He finally outplayed Jimmy Butler. Okay, for one game.
The whole team played defense on Jimmy Butler.
Jaylen Brown still wasn't great, 17 points, but he played defense. He only had 1 turnover. He had 4 assists, so 4-1. That's good. And he guarded Butler and made him work. So Jaylen Brown did other things tonight, and that was good. But Tatum was the catalyst with 33 points. Al Horford for the first time outplayed Adebayo in this series. And Grant Williams, look at the bench, 26 points
Dude,
off the bench.
Remember that defensive stand that Grant Williams had on Jimmy Butler? Where he blocked the ball.
But that was Grant Williams tonight did something. You know what?
That was nice.
Grant Williams, this is like when Embiid stepped on his head. This is why he does this. He pisses you off and then he does something like that. Okay?
That was great defense.
It was great. He literally D'd Butler up, didn't go in, and then stuffed Butler.
And took the ball.
And took the ball. I'm like, okay. That's when I was like, whoa, what the hell's happening here?
Like Butler dribbled in, backed him down, and tried to do one of those little fadeaways on him. He was like, no, thank you.
Yep. And so I called it, and here are the receipts. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
He's playing.
Yeah, I know the game. I know your game.
Right, he's playing it too hard.
I know your game. Just stop. Stop. You're fooling no one. Stop.
Once they lose, he's going to go, I knew it. I was fucking with you.
You're fooling no one. Oh my God! All right,
so I'm yawning. So again, wake me up when we get to Game 7.
Game 5. There's a Game 5. Will be when?
You said Thursday. They might skip a day.
Thursday night. Yeah. So today's Tuesday. So
it is
Thursday night, 8:30. Maybe we'll talk about a pregame show or a postgame show. I don't know.
Either one could be fun.
Well, if they win, then we might have something to talk about.
Oh, God, if they lose, that's it.
Yeah. Well, if they lose, then they put themselves in this hole.
That's too bad.
I just put you're fooling no one. Just laugh. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. 3 quick segments. The redoubtable one, the highly questionable one. We will talk about a Game 5 whenever we talk. It might be Thursday night. We'll see what's going on. Actually, I don't think it will because we'll be leaving for Myrtle Beach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it won't be Thursday night.
So it'll be when you come back?
It would have to be. We could do one before I left because we're not leaving until nighttime. We'll see. We do a pregame.
You're going down at night?
At night, Thursday night. It's only a 5-hour drive. That's easy.
What time?
I don't know, probably 9-ish. I don't know. This game's on now. Who the fuck knows when we'll leave?
Especially if they open that first quarter up good.
I don't know. I'll like I said, wake me when they get to 7. If
we're
we're sitting here,
gonna watch this game hard.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna win. I just think it's a matter of time before they lose. Because at the end of the day, proving you're smart for 24 minutes, like you said, doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah,
doesn't mean shit to me.
But then it's also like it's funny because my brain keeps going back and forth because I'm like, all right, but now. You're telling me they're going to go back to Boston and shit the bed?
They did it against Philly.
I know.
We've seen this.
But they didn't do it against Philly in an elimination game.
This is an elimination game.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they did it against Golden State in an elimination game at home.
That's true.
Last year's finals when they were at home and they had 22 turnovers at home.
You think they're better this year than last year?
On paper, they are. Are they smarter?
But like overall, what do you think?
I don't know.
Same?
They're not any smarter. They're doing the same shit. They're just deeper. They have more talent than last year. Let's say that.
More talent,
more
deeper.
Talent. But they're not any
you don't
better.
Think they've learned?
No, I do not. What? Show me the evidence.
No, I'm not saying
24 minutes of one half of smart basketball doesn't convince someone like me that you've turned a corner. Okay? And I'm sorry. They just, because again, they've lost 5 post-game season. The Hawks beat them in Game 5 when they had a chance to put the Hawks away. This is how stupid this team is. I can give you an example every time to back up what I'm saying.
I know.
And it's a factual one. It's not even an opinion.
The only difference in those is that those games were seemingly bigger games for the other team. I'm not, and that's no excuse.
That's no excuse.
I'm just saying it's different than this situation in which they've got to have the game.
See, Game 6 for Atlanta was a big game. They had to win or they'd lose, and the Celtics won.
Right.
Game 7 for Philly was lose and go home. They had to win or it was over. The Celtics won.
Right.
You can't say that to me. It's about meeting that intensity, and when they only do this when their
can't say
back
what
is
to you.
they only do it when their back is against the wall.
I can't say what to you.
You can't say to me, well, the other team wanted it more. That's why they won those games. No, Game 6, Atlanta was supposed to want it more. There was an elimination game. They beat Atlanta in Atlanta. After losing Game 5 at home to take them out. Explain that to me. Because that's what happened. And then Game 1 against Philly at home with no Embiid, lose. How the fuck? I mean,
No. I'm just saying they haven't no-showed in a game that they needed. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying in the games they've no-showed in, they didn't technically need the game.
Well, they weren't going home if they lost.
Right. So like that's the only difference between this Game 5 and the Game 5 against
So if we're going to
Philly.
talk about a game where if they lose, it's over, are they 2 for 2 for what it's
Right.
worth? But that doesn't mean shit to me.
No, you're right.
Because they're going to have to do this 4 times in a row.
Which is that's really keeping your focus through stress and pressure.
You're asking a team that is not mentally tough to do the hardest thing mentally. It's never been done. It's never been done.
Game at a time.
Yeah, for 4 games. There's a
midst
reason why
of
it's
chaos.
never happened. Yeah. And there were teams that were a lot smarter than this one that couldn't do it. Okay, so you can't. I'll believe it when
It's
I see
fun
it.
to think about the possibility, but then there's that big smack of reality that's like,
They're just too stupid to do this.
I hope you're wrong, but
Listen. On the record,
like to see
I would love to be wrong about this. But the reality of it is, even if they come back and win this, I'm not going to be wrong because then everybody was like, how could you blast through them 4 games in a row? And why didn't you do this in games 1 through 3? Because that's what people are going to say. And that's a fair question. Now Denver, who's been sitting around with their feet up for 10 days, this is the thing. It's like Jason Tatum. This is why I get on my stupid brother and all these other pink hats. Jason Tatum was gassed in the finals last year because they had 2 series that should have ended in 5 and they both went 7. He played 4 more games than he had to just to get to the finals. And that's why he ran out of gas. You'd think you'd learn from that. They have not learned from that. No matter what happens here, they have not learned that lesson.
come on, guys.
So talk to me. If it gets to Game 7, I'll get excited. I'm not gonna, if they can blow them out in Game 5, you're not going to convince me they're going to win 2 in Miami.
Well,
I'll believe it when I see it. When I see it, I'll believe it. No one's going to sit there and tell me I have too much evidence to prove otherwise. If they could drop 1 in Atlanta and drop 2, they can definitely not win another one in Miami. Yeah. So that's all realistically possible. And that's what's likely to happen. 0 for 160, boys and girls. I'll believe it when I see it. Hey, congrats, Alex. For one night, your balls dropped and you grew a brain.
Okay, so if
one night.
Okay, but let's bring up one thing, too, though, that we liked about this game. They had a Missoula clip of him mic'd up on the sideline.
First time I heard him say something smart all postseason.
He got in their ass.
He did.
And said...
Remember they had 2 back-to-backs, and you and I were saying, we fell asleep on offense, lost our poise, and he was right, because they took shots, 3s, with a lot of time left in the shot clock. He was right.
It was in the midst of, they had turned the game around.
Yeah.
They were in control of the game. Yeah. And they would just have a couple possessions
scored,
in a row.
And he didn't wait. They got 5 points, a run. He stopped it. Mm-hmm. He did not wait this time. So, and again, he called the timeout, which was correct. It's what he said in the timeout that validated it. And he was 100% right.
The only thing I think that could have hammered it home a little more, instead of saying...
If we're going to be fair, he did that.
He did. He said we lost our poise on offense, as opposed to saying, don't take a 3-pointer early in the shot clock without moving the damn ball around.
I said this.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if they went
a little more direct.
They went to the hole more against Philly, who had a shot blocker. Now tonight, when they pulled away, what was it? It wasn't the 3-point shot. No. It was going to the basket, either by drive, by post up, or by passing and cutting. You look at the shots in the 4th quarter.
It was free throw line and in.
And in. All of them. Yeah. Everything. Tatum and Brown were taking jumpers in the paint. Everything was going to the rim. Yeah. And it should have been that way from game 1. They don't have a fucking shot blocker.
Right.
It's not. This is what's so maddening about them. You're going to tell me that you're going to go toe-to-toe with Joel Embiid. And Embiid Blush, you're going to keep coming back. But these guys who have nobody in the paint that poses that presence, and you're taking 45 threes? Where is the logic in that?
Is some of that because, like, the Heat, they really do pack the paint.
That's where passing comes into play.
Yeah.
It wasn't all off the dribble. It was give and goes.
Yeah.
It was back.
Quick
it was
passing.
back screens to the back. Everything was to the basket. But and the bulk of it was not. Think about Jalen. There was 2 of them in the post. Where Jalen Brown, remember, Jason Tatum went. He didn't take the layup, but he backed him down, and then he spun into the double team and waited for a guy to cut, and he hit him for that backdoor a backdoor layup. But he did it from the post.
Right.
And I've been yelling
And
at
he
this.
made the defense converge.
Yep, he drew the double team. He literally, that was a Larry Bird play. And he could do this at will. He could literally take anybody Miami wants to put on him and walk him down to the block. And he could run the offense right through there. And if they did that, they'd run this team over. Because Miami would have no answer for it. None. They'd have no choice but to double team. And if you cut off that, you're going to get layup after layup after layup.
See, and I really liked seeing Tatum in that role. When Jalen Brown does that, it's almost like
he's not as tall,
but
so
it's
he doesn't
also
see
like,
over defense.
It's almost
as well,
like he
but
shuts out everything, and he thinks
he's taking a fadeaway.
I'm gonna take this guy.
I'm gonna take this guy.
As opposed to let me see what happens when I take this guy in.
Yeah, where's the double coming from? Where's the
It's very much a tunnel vision.
Yep.
Whereas Tatum, it feels like he has the ability to make the right play in those.
Well, he had. I mean, if you look at Tatum's, this is the best game I think he's had, and this includes the 51-point game.
Yeah.
Because this was an all-around game. He had 33 points. He had 11 rebounds. He had 7 assists.
That's good.
Those are Larry Bird numbers. That's a Larry Bird game. One. Okay. Now
Do that shit again.
Miami has no answer for this. And if they go zone, the foul line jump shot, which Tatum hit it twice, and it pulled Miami right out of the zone. It wasn't the three-pointers. It was 2 in close, and Spoelstra called it off. Because Tatum finally figured it out. It's a high school fucking defense. Why did it take you 3 games to figure it out? The foul line jumper, which Brown and Tatum can both make in their sleep, you just turn and catch and shoot. There's nobody even in your face. And by the way, if the help comes from one of the bottom, the guy cuts to the weak side, block for a layup or a dunk. It's so easy to beat. And yet these dickheads for 3 games are passing it around the perimeter and taking contested threes.
And then I think guys like Brogdon, he'd be better mid-range too.
He would be.
He's a better
You could flash
elbow
anybody.
shooter. Yeah,
they got 5 guys that can do this. This is the thing about the Celtics backcourt and the wings. The Celtics have interchangeable parts at the 1, 2, and 3 spot. Literally, the only team that can literally has 6 guys you can rotate into those 3 spots and kill teams with it, offensively and defensively.
And we thought going in that was going to be
the difference
defensively and offensively.
Yeah, and tonight it finally happened. Yeah. When they're, to his point, their back's against the wall. Now they fucking show up. How do you explain this tonight in Game 3? This is what I'm fucking talking about. And you're going to tell me they won 4 in a row? This team is fucking the definition of schizophrenia.
It really is.
It's like unfucking real. Look, I said it. He said it when we were in the house. Wake me up when they get to Game 7. If we're here in a week still talking about this, I will gladly. Okay, I would give anything to be here in a week talking about Game 7. Yeah. I'm not holding my fucking breath. Okay, until that time.
I mean, it sucks to have. We already got a sweep out west. This one was almost a sweep. Thank you, Boston, for giving us one more game.
Yeah.
Like the Eastern Conference Finals should go at least 6 games. Now this one shouldn't have.
This shouldn't have come.
Boston should have been on the other end.
Worst case scenario, there should have been 2-2 going back to Boston.
Right.
Because Boston should have won one of the first 2 at home. Worst case scenario, there should have been 2-2. Okay, but the bottom line is this is what this team does, and they just dug themselves too deep of a hole this time. They're not getting out of this. They might win another game, but they're going to. I get worst 6 games. There will be no 7th game. I'll be shocked.
Okay.
I'll give them game 5. I'll give them game 5 at home.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll win that one, but they ain't coming down here and winning again. I'll believe that when I see it. Mm-hmm. I'll believe that when I see it. And it's got nothing to do with their talent. I don't believe this team can play smart 3 games in a row. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen them out talent teams. Nice. I've seen them out shoot teams. I've seen them out athlete guys. I've never seen them outplay a team for 3 games in a row. Not this entire season. They 57 wins. Most of that was talent.
But most of it was on tonight. They did it tonight. Hopefully they can replicate it.
1 is not 4.
No, you're right. I'm not arguing. Mm-hmm.
But until then, you guys. We might do an early one Thursday, depending on what time we leave. We'll see. If not, we'll see you guys back here on Monday, next Monday. You enjoy your Memorial Day episode. You guys enjoy your holiday weekend. You enjoy yours, brother. I'll see him before we leave anyway. But the bottom line is you have a lot of fun out there. Stay safe. And hey, Game 5, we'll see if we're talking about this later on. Red Sox were 1-0. I haven't seen the update. Mets went down tonight. We'll see rest of the week. But enjoy the sports. Enjoy the weekend. We will see you on the other side. The redoubtable one, the highly questioned one. Hasta la vista, baby.
Wow.